something that both Eseli and Moses have said, which is not true. One is this issue of deputy governors, and you need to check with your parliamentary report. I don't know who they are. Senate Bill number 2 of 2019, County Government Amendment Act, that was passed by, I think, sponsored by Majority Leader Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, addresses this issue of deputy governors. It stayed in the National Assembly for close to 7 months. It's only until in late September that you guys passed it, and is because you passed it with changes, it now has to go to mediation. And Dibal, that you can confirm with whoever reports to you from Parliament. So it's not true that Senate has sat on this issue of deputy governors for far too long. And even if you've had Sonko every time he's been challenged, he has been very forthright about it and said, after all, there's no law. We'll wait for Parliament to finish its business. So, but under the spirit of collective responsibility, both National Assembly and Senate are equally to blame. This is an issue that we should have handled a long time. But of course, Sonko cannot be allowed to get away with this, because in Bomet, the governor has already nominated a deputy, despite the fact that he only assumed office less than 4 months ago. His deputy is now being vetted by the county assembly. So the lack or the absence of a law compelling. Why do Africans feel that you need to compel them to do even the right thing? So I think that is not a discussion that we should be entertaining. Governor Sonko should have appointed deputy governor a long time ago. But also, you now have to understand the uniqueness of why he didn't appoint us was being enlisted by Eseli. And I think I agree with him to that extent. Then Dibal, on just concluding on this issue of Nairobi,
yes,
the beauty of our constitution, and this is the beauty of our democracy. Even if that Article 179 that Boni Halwale is talking about was to be applied, 192, sorry, Senate must still approve suspension of a county government. And I don't think it's something that we will be so keen to push, given the kind of intrigues that we have seen. Of course, we look at the merits and the demerits of why the committee. You know, first of all, if the president wants to suspend Nairobi County, given the operations of Article 192, 1A,
yes,
he has to set up a commission that will investigate the unique circumstances under which he wants to suspend a county government. So it will depend on the report that they bring before the Senate to see if this will be confirmed. Then final thing that I wanted to say, you remember that for a long time, and Otiende is not here today,
yes,
but at least this is one of the things that we always agree with him on the conduct of DPP, that in his conduct, DPP should always point out good faith in how he undertakes his activities, because the presumption of innocence still applies at the level where the DPP is pronouncing himself on a particular matter, that he says, I have reasons to believe that Eseli Simiu has committed an offense and therefore I want to charge him. How he handles that particular person at that point should not be in such a way as to suggest as if he has already concluded the guilt or otherwise of that particular party. And you know, people want to reduce this Friday arrest as if it is just leaders who want comfort and that kind of a thing. It's not, don't look at it with the significance of Friday and the fact that they arrest you and they want you to spend the weekend. It's the fact that there is already bad will on his part. Why, for example, does he have to issue an arrest warrant for somebody who hasn't showed any desire not to present himself in court? Even in Parliament, by the time we are issuing a summon to you, Dibal, there are 3 stages. There's an invite. After the invite, there's a compulsion to attend. Then finally, there's a summon. You know, it should be a process. Why can't the DPP announce that I have found this file against Aaron Cheruiyot to be weighty, and therefore I'm urging him that we meet in court at XYZ a particular time? Why do you spend the kind of resources?
Thank you.
While we're being told choppers cannot land in West Pokot to deliver aid, they could easily be found in Voi to bring Sonko, who had not refused to come back to Nairobi. So these are the things that when we continue to speak about, it's not that we are defending the corrupt or those that are charged, but these are systemic malfunctions on the office of the DPP that we feel he needs to improve on. Unfortunately, I saw his explanation. You remember the day when he went to visit, I think they did a public participation with DCI in Kayole, And he said, why are people complaining? Even when we are young, people used to be arrested on Friday. Can you imagine that that is the official thinking of our DPP? It's really sad and unfortunate.
Thank you. Right, so are we, is it a Sally or is it you?
No,
It's a Sally.
I want to
No, it's a Sally.
on what he's saying.
No, let's pick on a Sally first, we'll come to you.
Okay.
I think the situation we are facing here, we would say that the chickens are coming home to roost. As a nation, we've actually relied on the wrong yardsticks for managing our nation. We've relied on the wrong actions to run the country. And when you start looking at Sonko's issue, those are just the chickens coming home to roost. Because really, I don't think any Kenyan in their right mind would say that we've run our nation's affairs correctly. And when we persist like that, it's just that we are diverting attention of Kenyans to mundane and important issues. Because right now, the main problem in this country is the collapsing economy. But we have all these things that we are diverting our attention to, oh, BBI, oh, Sonko is being arrested, oh, what. Those are, to me, those are just diversionary things. I think the country is facing a bigger problem. And I dare say it's a problem of a leadership failure. From the top to the bottom, I think we've put self-interest ahead of national interest, such that now everybody does things for self-preservation, and if Sonko does it for self-preservation, he's blamed.
All right.
But actually, this is a habit we've formed as a nation, and that is what we are facing now. And unless we sit down, maybe the BBA is a good opportunity for us to sit down and really talk about the problems that are facing this country.
Thank you.
I think there are bigger problems facing this country than some Sonko being arrested. I think there are bigger problems facing this country than sitting down and saying whether you want a prime minister or not. I think we've got huge problems, and unless we face, this one I'll agree with Musalia.
Yes.
When he said the problem is the economy. The problem is the economy,
and
we don't want to face it. We want to throw diversionary things all over the place so that we divert Kenyans' attention. But even as we divert Kenya's attention, the impunity persists. The negative ethnicity persists. We are not really helping ourselves. I think time has come. We face the truth and say that, hey, we have a leadership problem here. What do we need to do? Yes.
All right.